today's topic, I wanted to kind of talk about something that a lot of people go through but don't really speak up about, and that is depression. And of course, you might see like a lot of, common problems with people that go through depression and suffer from it but never say anything. Well, um, this is something I wanted to talk about because this year I have encountered and suffered from it myself. Um, there are like the really, really strong people that can, take everything on their backs without cracking or, endure certain things and just keep going. But there comes a point in time where there are those people that carry so much weight on their shoulders to where they reach their breaking point. And 2019 has been a rough year for myself. At 26, a single mother, a full-time supervisor. I work full-time, deal with my daughter. 2019 has had some whirlwinds all the way even till now. Starting with, just trying to survive or just trying to keep up. Me being in California, or the ones that know about California is expensive as hell. Okay, so survival is rough unless, you're having a job that's paying like 20 something an hour and up. But to try to make it just on like minimum wage and trying to balance and maintain is ridiculous out here. I don't get general assistance. I don't get assistance from the county. I quote unquote make too much in their calendar and in their books. So, to reach out to try to get some type of help is very scarce. So I felt like a lot of the things that I've came encounter with or came in contact with this year have either made me or break me. At the end of the day, the main result is to, make me, but there have been moments where I've just broken down and didn't see a way out or couldn't figure out how I was going to get through or how I was going to try to push myself to get through a certain situation. So even with being in a relationship, to be in a relationship with somebody that suffers from depression, like a guy to be in a relationship with me, it takes a certain type of man to try to notice the signs or try to understand or really get to the problem or the root of the problem on what's going on through your woman's head or what's going on internally with her. And me being single now, I was in a relationship, and I won't say that it was a really, really big problem, but things did tend to take a turn when, verbal comments or commentary, or as other people see it, they see it as critique. But from somebody that suffers from depression, it gets transcribed or relayed in a different manner. And that sticks with a person that suffers from depression. So, meaning, if somebody could tell me, you're not trying hard enough, you're not applying yourself, or you need to do better, I can take those as criticism. But when you ask somebody just for positive words or some words of encouragement, motivation, and you ask somebody, do you believe in me? And when your spouse or somebody you're dating tells you to a certain extent, you kind of sit and think like, wow, like, in my opinion, I would feel like damn, so there's some doubt in your end when you're really looking for somebody to believe in you. You're really asking for somebody to believe in you and hoping that somebody will believe in you. But words like that stick because it's a almost like a mental thing, but emotionally as well. So I've encountered that on different occasions where hurtful things were said and somebody probably didn't, quote unquote, know how to say it, or it came off in such a harsh way, but not realizing that you can't talk to everybody like that. Some people will say, oh, well, I just talk the way I talk, or this is how I'm saying things. But when you're dealing with somebody that has depression or is suffering from depression, you have to really tap into what that person is going through and realize that you can't say everything the way you want, or you can't just blurt it out and say, oh, well, you don't understand. You have to really want to care and want to take the time to watch how you say things, because you never know that one thing that you say could take somebody overboard and they could, harm themselves or commit suicide or things of that nature. So I feel that it's really important that if you do deal with somebody that suffers from depression, really tap into what they're going through and ask them. But also be careful on how you talk to them, because these people are tender. These people are almost like fragile because they've taken on so much and they're just working on trying to dig themselves out of that dark place that they're in emotionally and mentally. So one thing that I say is that me dealing with my depression, it has caused me to isolate myself. Not only isolation, but it's caused me to really just fall back from things that I love doing, or not eating, not having an appetite, crying all the time, not wanting to get up out of bed. And I, as a single mother, have no choice but to get up out of bed to tend to my child. But there's days that I just want to lay there and not move because I feel like I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. I don't have anybody to turn to. I don't have anybody that's in my corner or understands me. And I feel that as a person that suffers from depression, the understanding part is the hardest part for others who don't get it, because you can tell them, but unless they're really connected to you and really sincerely and genuinely know how it feels, it's rough. It's hard to explain. It's hard to understand, connect. So it makes it even harder on us, because you can explain it to your blue in the face and somebody just brushes it off as it's something simple and you could get through it. We don't always feel like that. Sometimes we feel like we hit a dead end. And with feeling like you hit a dead end, you try to take heed to what other people say, but it doesn't always work. So another thing is when you isolate yourself, you don't want to be bothered, but at the same time you wish somebody would check in on you, or you wish somebody would really just come and you wish that somebody would really come in and just hold you, or just be there, just to let you know that things are gonna be okay. When you feel alone, you feel like you're just the last person on earth. And I felt like that for a while, and especially being in a relationship with somebody that didn't necessarily understand what I was going through. Everything was little and minor, and I'm being dramatic or emotional, but it really wasn't even being dramatic or emotional. It was a cry. It was like a cry for help. And a lot of people miss that. And I just want people to really just like pay attention to those that are around them that they call friends or spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, daughter, aunt, sister, whatever the case is. But pay attention. Pay attention to people that you know is usually happy, or you know is usually has a certain type of personality. And when they start changing and stop being themselves or the normal or what's normal to you, pay attention and ask, like, what's wrong? What are you going through? Do you need somebody to come and talk? Sit down. Do you want to talk? Do you need me there? In my situation, I needed understanding. Not only just like understanding, like I really was the one that I couldn't be in the arms of somebody that I really needed by my side. And it really hurt, but I know there wasn't much I can do to try to get somebody to understand. Like, you could talk to your blue in the face, but not all the time is somebody gonna understand you. And at the time, the field that the guy I was dating was in, he wasn't able to be here for me. I mean, in spirit, over the phone, FaceTime, or whatever the case is, but to actually be here to hold me was what I was missing. And I feel that just even something such as a hug really does like help, because you feel that somebody cares. You feel that embrace of, I got you. Because other than that, you feel like nobody else has your back but you. So that's just like my little talk about like suffering from depression. Again, like 2019 has been roller coasters, from relationships failing, from friendships being rekindled and failing, and then people turning their backs and people bashing you on their internet, or, you know, people wanting to just be mean. It has been a rough year, and I've pushed this long. And as we're closing in 2019, I'm just praying for a better year for myself, but also for the people that do go through depression or do suffer from certain things that nobody knows about. So that being said, just check on your people, check on your friends. When somebody posts something, like, listen, don't think it's just a rant, because 9 times out of 10, it's a cry for help. Because it could be that very moment where they put out a cry for help and you missed it, or you were being insensitive, and that'd be the last time that you talk to them. So just always check in on your friends, check in on your family, check in on your loved ones, the ones that you really do care about, and try to be open-minded and understand exactly what people are going through. Okay? Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. And tune in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Pearly's World, and I'll be back with another video. Ciao.